Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cookie Decorating live stream. My name is Hani. Welcome, everyone. And today I'm going to show you how to make football royal icing transfers. Those of you who are new to the live stream, welcome. You can join in the comment section where everybody is already chatting up the storm. Hello, Heather. Hot. Oh, it's hot again. I think last week it cooled down for you. Now it's hot again. Hello, Jen. Hello, Kathy. Hard to believe summer is almost over. Yes, I know. I wasn't gonna do it, but Judy suggested it, and I'm so behind with following everything. So I hope I can keep on track. Hello, Sally. Super sunny Manhattan, Kansas. I like how you always make sure that you are not in New York. You always put Kansas. So thank you for that. Hey, Heather. Hello, Linda. Thank you for the pictures, Linda. I will share them later on. Hello, Margaret. Hello, Melody. How is it going, everyone? How are you guys feeling at the end of the summer? Did you have a good summer? Let me know. Hi, Charlie. I'm so excited you made it. Also, Charlie, thank you so much for your support, for joining the, if I can see it. Oh, here it is. For joining the live stream, support live stream membership in the coffee shop. So thank you for that. Thank you for joining the team. Much appreciated. Oops. I also wanted to share with you before we get started. I released a new tutorial today. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Housewarming cookies. If you are members of Patreon, the third tier, this is a tutorial. Third and I'm confusing myself now. It's the $9 and $20 tier. This tutorial is available for you. It's a set, so you get to see how to create all these cookies, and also all the templates are there. I'm going to be sharing these templates also in the coffee shop where you can purchase them, and full tutorial is also will be available for the YouTube membership. Okay, so I wanted to share that. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, Charlie. And also, for this tutorial, I prepared new set of transfers. These are fiery or blazing football transfers along with the traditional shape transfers. There are 3 or 4 different sizes in the bundle. Everything is in the Patreon already for the members, for the paying members of the Patreon, or you can purchase it in the coffee shop. Okay, so the coffee shop, let me get the link to, I'm just gonna put the link for the coffee shop, Football Royal Icing Transfers. And those of you who are subscribed to the newsletter and you receive the newsletter for the reminder, if you use the link in the newsletter, there's a 30% off. That's just for you. Okay. Otherwise, otherwise, I'm trying to put a link there. I see a familiar face here that we haven't seen. Drum roll, please. Jeremy is here. Hello, hello. How is it going? You must be busy now with the school starting. Let me remove this graphic here. You must be very busy with the school. So thankful you could join us today, Jeremy. It's nice to see you. I hope you had a great summer. All right, and another thing I wanted to mention, in this tutorial, we're going to be using an airbrush. And last week, I already shared with you my airbrush, but I kept it here so you guys know what I'm using. This is my heavy-duty airbrush. It's I've had it for 2013, I think, so well over 10 years now. And I need to invest in a smaller airbrush, but with the wireless airbrush. But I'm very happy with it, except that it is heavy, and I can't really take it with me, and like it's not very kind of portable. Like you can't really put it in a suitcase or anything because it's quite heavy. You can purchase it on Amazon. All the links for today's tutorial for the supplies, you can find those on YouTube under the video. They are mostly Amazon links, and I do get a small commission when you make a purchase, but I only recommend things that I've used and I love. And you will also get all the airbrush food colors when you purchase the airbrush. All right. Let's have a look in the comment section for one more second. Oh, you don't have pumpkin spice in Sweden? Okay, you have a recipe on my blog how to make pumpkin spice. It's basically a mix of different spices readily kind of blended together, so you don't have to measure anything. It's a wonderful, warm blend of different spices, cinnamon. What's there? Is there a nutmeg? I do have I can't remember all the spices now, but it's wonderful to have. Okay. All right, everyone. So let's bring up the first screen so we can get started. All right. So here, this is the first transfer sheet. We're just gonna do simple American footballs. I'm using brown royal icing here. Now, if you don't have brown food coloring, you can always use green and red. And if you want to get that, some of the footballs, they have like this orangey undertone. You can add a little bit of orange to it. If you'd like to do that, you can do that. And I'm using about 20-second consistency royal icing. As I said before, in the bundle that's in the coffee, and also for the members of the Patreon group, there are 3 or 4 different sizes of these, so you can make these smaller or bigger depending on the project that you are working on. And we're gonna let these you're gonna let these dry, and then we can finish them off with adding the stitching. I didn't airbrush these. I was thinking of airbrushing them, but I understand not everybody has an airbrush. And so you don't have to airbrush. If you do have an airbrush, it will give it a nice, you can use it to give it nice shading, or you can use brown petal dust also just around the edges. It will just enhance the whole look of it. All right, let's do another one. You see, I'm not really lifting the piping bag too high. This gives me a little more control. I'm not going flat either, but you want to lift it a little bit so you have some control. And as these get smaller, if you have a really small football, if you're working on tiny little ones, if you pick up your piping bag too high, then you will have a really hard time maneuvering that line that's coming out of the piping bag. Yes, it's a spice that gets to that is added to everything. Yeah, it's fantastic. All right, so let's remove the screen. I'm gonna bring up my my camera here. All right, so here we go. So I've got these here. You can see some of them already have the stitching, and the stitching is super simple to do. You can use white icing for that. We're going to be doing the fiery football after this, so don't worry, just stay tuned. So to make the, oops, it's a bit, I need to, okay, much better, I think. I'm using tipless piping bag, and I've got a seam in the middle. This is how I like to cut the bag, and I press it down and then cut straight across. You don't want to cut too big, nor too small, but if you can decide, just cut it small, and then you can always make it bigger. Now you can make the stitching in the middle also if you want to. I do have some of the footballs that are on the transfer sheets that you can get. They have the stitching in the middle. Yes, the recipe is there. Pumpkin spice mix, I think it's called. All right. Hopefully I can see what I'm doing here. All right. So now we're just going to do the stitching. Oops. Okay. Now you could keep it like this. This will cut some time. Oh, Jeremy, you mean the fire ones? I don't. I'm not really into football, but I think like 150 million people are not million, not or maybe was it? How many people did I say? I think I was reading how many people tune in for the Super Bowl. Was it 150 million? I can remember. There is a stats online on Google. If you look it up, it will give us the number. But it's a lot of people tune in to watch the Super Bowl. If I only watch Super Bowl a few times, and that's for shameless to say for the ad, for the commercials, and then it's fun when you are with friends. But I wouldn't normally watch football. I have to say, American football, soccer, I love. But again, like I don't really understand the game, so maybe that's the problem. Like I don't understand the game. I feel like there is a lot of standing around. To make this easier, you could also do the stripes straight. That would probably be a bit easier. Now you're gonna let that dry for a couple, maybe 20 minutes or so, and then you should be fine to remove these. And these are quite small, so they're really not that difficult to remove. As they get bigger, you have to be more careful when you're removing these. And these will keep, like I said before, royal icing transfers keep for many, many months and moons and years if you store them properly. And you can easily use these to decorate your cookies. Just pop them on, and it will make for a really nice football-inspired cookie. So now let's do the fiery one. I think you are all here for that one, right? That's an exciting one. I wanted to do something different, so I decided to do a template, and then let's bring here it is. Oh, yes. All right. So again, we're going to be cutting the bag, and I'm starting with white icing. Reason is I'm doing airbrushing. If you don't have an airbrush, then I would start with yellow, then do orange, and then red icing. And I think I have a tutorial on how to do the fire on my YouTube channel, or perhaps on the blog with the icing. Oh, Linda, you used transfers from 2 years ago. See, I told you they last so long. It's fantastic. And I'm using about 20-second consistency royal icing here. We're going to do this in 2 steps, but 3 steps. First step is doing the flame. That's with white icing. I'm going to let that dry. I've got my I don't think it's there now, but like I put it on to plexiglass, and then we're gonna let the flame dry, and then we're gonna airbrush it. You could also paint if you don't have an airbrush. That's another option. You could use edible paints. Make the paints that you mix or the food coloring that you mix with alcohol, and then you could use that to paint. That would also work. I would start with yellow base, and then I would add some orange and red elements for the flames. You could use me too, Sally, me too. But like I was looking, and every single sports ball has a fiery design, so you could use this concept on pretty much all the. I didn't see the tennis ball. I have to see if the tennis ball has, but it would make sense. Tennis ball is very fast, and so it would make sense that there would be a fiery tennis ball as well. And I was also thinking you could use this design if you are kind of crafty. If you want to, you could cut out a stencil and do the flame as a stencil. If you have 3 airbrushes or airbrush guns, I guess, you could do a stencil, airbrush, do the flame, and then just pop the football on the top. That's another option without doing all the piping of the flames. And my icing, like I said, it's about 20-second consistency. You don't want to go too runny because then it's gonna spread. And especially with this is a it's not too large. I've got some here. Let's have a look. You need a flame in my life. Well, it's very. I'm expecting your cookies tomorrow. It's. I have to measure it. I don't know the size, but like it's a decent size, but it will fit on a cookie nicely. And you can make these smaller. Like I said, there are 3 different sizes that you can make. I highly recommend that you make these on the acetate and have it secured on a flat tray, or like I said, I'm using plexiglass, so it dries nice and flat. Once it dries, we're gonna start airbrushing. So here I'm starting with the yellow, and I've got my gun fitted with needle 0.2, so it's a quite small needle, and I'm able to do a lot of nice details with it. But for the yellow, you're just gonna airbrush the whole thing with yellow, concentrating on this opening here, because that's where the yellow is going to kind of stay. And then as we go out, we will add orange and red. Oh, too many directions for me. I can't remember all that you have to do. Oh, it's okay. You can rewatch as many times you want. This is like if you tell me how to do makeup, I have to do it like at half speed because I can't keep up. I understand where you're coming from, Charlie. But I didn't speed up this video at all. This is the speed that I airbrush these. You guys are having all kinds of different discussions in the comment section. Oh yeah, sourdough. Okay, I'm hungry now. So as you see with the yellow, it's fairly easy, right? We're just gonna airbrush the whole thing with yellow, and then we're gonna switch to orange. But I only used one drop of yellow, and I airbrushed all of these. So airbrush food coloring goes a long way. All right. Now you can clean the airbrush, but I would just spray it out and then add the orange, because there is no harm having some yellow in there. You don't have to wash it. And then again, I'm just adding a drop of orange. You want to always test it on the side what color is coming out before you airbrush directly. And now let's do this. So I'm aiming to airbrush portion of the upper portion. I'm trying to avoid airbrushing the very edge where the football is, so we have some yellow in there. And I'm going into the points a little bit, although the actual points will be red, but you want to kind of do the middle. the center line there. No, I didn't wait at all for the color because by the time I was done with the last one, yeah, I didn't wait for the colors at all. Unless you do a heavy coat. I'm doing a really light coat, Kathy. So this is not a heavy coat. It's very light coat. The color, you can tell when it's heavy when it's shiny. When it's shiny, it means that there is a lot of buildup and the color needs to dry. But I didn't wait at all because it's just a very light coat that I'm doing. It really helps. This is, like I said, this is 0.2 needle. It's a very fine needle, and it's really nice for fine detail. And also the airbrush I have, it gives me freedom to control the pressures, which is really nice. So I can control the pressure. I don't think the wireless ones have this capability of the pressure control. All right, so now the red one, and the red one is really going to bring this to life. So with the red one, this is red airbrush food coloring. Again, you don't have to clean the airbrush, just spray it out if there is any leftover orange, and then test it on a piece of paper towel or something like that. You could also practice, guys. Okay, so if you are really struggling, and that is what I actually did, but I think I threw it out. You could practice. You could print this template. You don't have to ice anything. You don't have to put sugar on there, no icing, and just do the airbrushing on a paper. And that's how you will practice. And then when you're ready, you can do it on icing. All right. Oh, Judy, guys, I'm so hungry now. You're talking about bread. This is terrible for me. So now what we're doing, we're going to be airbrushing the edges and the very points. I'm focusing on the points, making them darker. And also, you see the edges. I'm going around the edges and the points. And the entry point, when you look at it, the entry point is on the left side. And I'm going at an angle. Oops, oh, here we go. I'm going a bit like, you see, that's my entry point. And then I'm just going around and again, focusing on those points, making them red. And with this small needle, you see how close I am to the transfer. And because it's so small, only so much air comes out, and with my pressure setting also, so I have a lot of control there. I assume you're talking about the airbrush, Linda. You only tried with water. I'm a bit afraid of the thing. Yes. Now I understand. I completely understand, and I can relate. But I highly recommend using paper when you do the airbrushing. I learned that from Marlene actually, because she's the one who introduced me to airbrushing. And so you can use paper to practice, and as you improve, you can then move on royal icing. So once you're done with airbrushing, we can fill in this section with brown icing. This is that 20-second consistency that I used on the previous transfers. When doing the transfers like this, when you are adding you're adding wet onto the dry, I always make sure that I let these dry for a full day, just to be sure that everything is fully dry. Otherwise, there is a chance that they could separate. But if you let them dry, there shouldn't be any issues. So just focus, just remember, like when you're making the transfers, that you need some time for these to dry. The inactive time, it's a pretty long, time. So decorating doesn't take as long as actual drying time. Oh, I love bokash. Oh, I love all the breads. You guys are terrible talking about breads. I'm trying to avoid carbs, but I love bread. It's a sweet. Oh, yeah. Well, I think if we try to airbrush the football, it would look even cooler. But I felt like it was a little too much, so I didn't do that. Where can we buy the airbrush for cookie decorating? I mean, there are so many different airbrushes now. I know Cookie Countess has an airbrush, but I haven't tried it myself. I think now Julia Usher has also a small, more compact airbrush for cookie decorating. That it's a bit smaller. Price wise, the range I think it's about the same as the one I showed you. Let me just back up, showed you earlier. I do have a link for the airbrush in the description box under the video on YouTube. If I can find it, I will put it here. But like I said, the airbrush I have, it's heavy duty, and it's where is it? Here it is. It's a large airbrush. It's you can also use it for cakes and for larger objects, I would say. For cookies, yeah, you don't need this large airbrush. So I would probably, especially let's say if you don't have a lot of room to store it, you want something more compact. Cookie Countess, they have an airbrush, and like I said, Julia Usher just I think came up with her airbrush, and she's been doing a lot of airbrushing. Yeah, that is a beast. Yeah, I tell you, that's a beast. Yes. But I love that beast. I mean, it's so far it survived the intercontinental move. It survived a lot of things, so I'm happy with it. Now I'm doing the stitching a bit more complicated way, because if you look at the football, the stitching at the top, there are two lines, right? So I wanted to, because I really like this design so much, I wanted to kind of incorporate those two lines in there. You don't have to, obviously, it's an extra step. So that's why you see me piping two lines next to each other, because that's how when I zoomed in on a football online on a picture, so that's how the stitching appeared. So there are two lines, and then we have the stitching across. So that's why I'm doing it this way. You don't have to do it. You can just do a straight line, one line, and it's perfectly fine. And now I like to start in the middle, and then you'll see me move towards the end. This way I kind of space myself and space the stitching. So I have like evenly spaced out the lines. I hope that makes sense. And you could snap here. You don't have to do the side lines, but if you decide to do the side lines, you can do those as well. So you could make this as simple or as complicated as you'd like. Geez, the air compressor. Oh no, don't lie. I've seen big compressors. I'm pretty sure you have a big compressor in your wood shop. Yeah, I think you can definitely find perhaps the wireless ones will be better for you. They are not as expensive. They don't have as many features, but they work. Yes. The melody, the airbrush I showed you, yes, it does come with well, I don't know if it comes off with how many needle sizes. That I'm not 100% sure. It does come with the food coloring, which is really nice, because it will last you for a long time. And when I say long time, it's long time, because you really need just a little bit of food coloring to airbrush, especially when doing cookies. I will next week I will look, well, next week maybe in a near future I will have a look at different airbrushes that are available, so we can see what airbrush might work for many of you if you don't want to invest a lot of money into it. Let's see. So this is what I ended up doing. I ended up making the opening on a piping bag bigger so I could make the side lines. Because for the middle stitching, I used a really fine opening, and now I increased the opening so I can make the lines slightly thicker. I'm still going through your comments, so I hope I don't miss any of your comments. Hello, Colleen. That thing is big enough to airbrush a car. Well, yes, depends on the size of the car. I mean, no, oh, no, I don't have a van with dragon flying and wizard on air. No, you all know it. No. Oh, you're so funny. All right. So, our fiery footballs are finished. Let me show you what they look like here. And don't fear, we're gonna try to remove them also. So from the acetate. All right, so let me bring up my screen here. All right, there you go. So I've got them all here. Aren't they cool? I love how these look. And I'm thinking this would look great just on green background, or even I've seen some images with blue background. That would be also nice, like it's flying in the air and you have the, it's shot is from the below, seeing the sky. You could do green grass. You could do also the what's it called, the goalie, the fork, and have it in there. All right, so these are all still stuck to the acetate. So when removing these transfers, like these, I highly suggest that you move this way, not this way, because this way, if you're trying to remove it this way, you are giving it, I feel like there is a higher chance of them breaking. Oh, this one actually broke. Not careful enough. Oops. So it broke. It's okay. No panic. Don't panic. I'm not panicking. See, it broke, but I'm not going to throw it out. You have to pay attention. I'm trying to talk and look at the screen at the same time, so sometimes it's difficult. So I'm not gonna throw it out because I can still put this onto the cookie I'm decorating, and I can glue this on there with no problems. Okay, so don't waste it. Jeez, it's stuck because of the airbrush. Oops. Trying. Can you guys see? Okay. And this can be washed. You can. I don't mean to be washed under the running water. Just take a wipe or a damp towel and just clean that up. Goalpost. Yes. Thank you, Heather. Always there with the answers that I need. Thank you. I need to do some van cookies. Oh yeah. I mean, oh, like the beetle van. I think there is a beetle van now, isn't it? Isn't there like an old beetle, and it's a van with like fiery side with the flames on the side? It's so not me, though. I have to say, it's so not me. All right, let's get these. All right, so they're out. Like I said, this, you just need to wipe that clean and you can use it again. And here they are. Just like with all the transfers, you have to be gentle with them, especially if they're long, like a bit longer like this. And storage-wise, I would store them layered between like food wrap. I like the cushioning food wrap provides. I sometimes use these. You see, this is I think this was a spice, little spice container I had. And so I lined it with food wrap. And these are transfers from last week. Remember, we did the gaming t-shirt, and these are the keys for the, I showed you earlier, I did housewarming cookies, and these can be used for that or something else in the future. I also have a big box of transfers that are divided by different categories. I also have small ones here. So just some random hearts that I did and stars and things like that. Well, I wish I had. I just, in hindsight, I should have done a couple of these without an airbrush, just to show you how to do it with royal icing. Maybe I'll do it for my Patreon group, just to show you, if you don't have an airbrush or if you are so terrified of using it, you can do it without an airbrush. I guarantee you can do it without an airbrush. If you do yellow base, basically, you would do yellow base. This would be all yellow and wet on wet, and then you would come with orange. You would pipe it here, and then red, and then you use your scribe to create the flame kind of movement, and that will be very quick and without an airbrush. So guys, next week I'm taking a little break. I have family coming, so we will be spending some time together. So it's next week, and I will be in touch. I think I forgot to check the calendar, the usual. So next week I will be. Oh, is it the week after? Oh no, it's next week. So we will see each other on the 18th. It's 2 weeks. We're gonna be 2 weeks. So the live is not gonna be on the 4th of September nor 11th, but it will be on the 18th. So we will see each other in a little bit. I hope everyone is having a great end of the summer and great beginning of the school. If you have any children going to the school or grandchildren, you are probably going to be making some cookies perhaps. So I hope you have a wonderful time doing that and enjoy the last weeks of the summer. And I nearly forgot, as usual, I have a lot to share with you still, because I got some nice pictures from you guys. So don't leave yet. I wanted to quickly show you what Sally made. Sally made water lily pads and the frogs. I just love these, so cute. And I think Sally mentioned this was the first time using isomalt. Adorable. And then also Linda sent me last minute, but I got your pictures from you going to a 50th, I think, 50th birthday party. So you made some cookies. And then also from Karen. Karen, I don't know if you are here, but thank you for sending these last week. Last week we had a game project going on. So Karen sent me a lot of different games. This is the Minecraft, right? That's the creeper. Piggy, and the rest, oh, Enderman. Is that the black one is Enderman? I think. This is also from Linda. I just adore this. So adorable. So, so cute. Little cow, 50th. And a little farm theme. So cute. I suppose the whole thing, oh, and then there are little pumpkins. Are those sprinkles or did you make transfers? They look like sprinkles, really nice sprinkles. Do they have holes for the mouth and eyes? Very cute. And also these are from Karen. I can't remember what this character is called, so pardon my ignorance here. I can't remember this game. Fortnite, something I should probably work on. I haven't done Fortnite. And also controllers. And this is so great because we did controllers last week. Remember, we did the t-shirt, controller t-shirt. So thank you so much for sending these. I nearly forgot. I was so busy talking about other things. So thank you for that. Are you going to the masquerade party for my friend? She has a fairy tale theme. Also, they are sprinkles. It's wonderful of you to make her cookies, and I hope you have a fabulous time. So thank you so much. I'm sorry if I missed any of your comments. You guys were chatting up a storm, which is fantastic. I hope you enjoyed yourselves and enjoyed the live stream and today's lesson. If you did, don't forget to give it thumbs up. I appreciate it. And thank you for coming. And I will see you on the 18th. Bye, everyone.